So welcome back to Albums of the Year. Today we're going to be listening to a King Crimson album, and this one is called Islands. It was released in 1971. It's their fifth, sixth album, somewhere in the early King Crimson sound, kind of before Red, which I think is the turning point in their music. So yeah, we've listened to albums in this era for sure. Like Lizard, you've heard Lizard. We've heard Lark's Tongues and Aspic.
Yep.
Red is a favorite of ours. And obviously the Court of the Crimson King and Wake Up Poseidon are great.
I'd actually say Lark's Tongues in Aspic is a favorite of mine. Red is just pretty good. But
Yeah, okay. I'd say opposite for me, but I do like Lark's quite a bit. Probably more than Wake Up Poseidon and Lizard. So.
I like Wake Up Poseidon. I feel like, yeah, it's definitely a step down from the Court of the Crimson King, but
And like you have to kind of compare it to it because they kind of copy the beats, the main beats of that album. But it's still good.
yeah, it's fine.
And Lizard is very experimental, and I think that's the album released right before this one. So this one might be more jazz influenced than some of the others. Assuming they're still in that phase.
I'm hoping they have more songs like Cat Food because, or just songs like are in Lizard because the more experimental sides of this band are like what really pique me the most. So.
Yes. Well, this band's always innovating, and I feel like every one of their albums brings something interesting and unexpected. So I think this will be a fun listen, and it's just cool because like this is I think one of the early King Crimson, the only early King Crimson album I think that we haven't heard. There might be one more I'm forgetting. I think Starless and Bible Black.
I listened to that one.
You did? No, I haven't listened to that one. Okay, so for you it'll be the only like 70s and earlier King Crimson album you haven't heard.
Cool.
So fill in the gap there a bit. So yeah, let's start it. What's the first track called? Formentera Lady.
Yeah.
All right.
And this is from 1971.
Yes.
Cool.
Not a year we've explored.
No. Nice. The cello and the flute and the broom. The xylophone.
This kind of reminds me of the stuff they were doing a bit on Lark's Tongues and Aspic.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, I wonder how flute rock this album is going to be. Because I know flute rock really popped out because of this band, so...
Did it?
Yeah.
Not because of like Gentle Giant?
It will be more like a Jethro Tull kind of.
Jethro Tull.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was this band that really started with like songs like Cadence and Cascade and
I Talk to
the Wind. Those are really big ones for flute rock, kind of just coming out.
I like how it's just like a subgenre.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Usually they start their album with more of a bang, and they have this sort of track like in the middle.
Very interesting voice. This is definitely jazzier than this is about as jazzy as I was expecting. Trickling piano in the background.
Yeah.
Doing like some sort of major pentatonic or something.
I feel like the timing of the vocals is so random. Like I can't really pare down where
Yeah,
it is in the
there's
music.
no beat.
Yeah.
I think when I was studying like classical music and stuff, they say that some music doesn't have a meter, so it's just like kind of flows. And I think this doesn't have a meter. Most music nowadays has a meter, so like it's very interesting. Nice.
Oh.
I love how they produce flutes. Like they have a bit of ambience, like a bit of hall ambience on it, which just make it, I don't know. It's very nice.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really nice flute sound. Like that's the thing about King Crimson. Is like no matter what sound they choose for their album, it just still sounds like King Crimson, you know?
Yeah. This song seems to just be all in the major pentatonic, which is really nice. It's very pleasant.
Like this just has a similar vibe to me that like Moonchild brings.
Yeah.
On the first album. Somehow. Like it's very different.
I wonder if they're doing this all in black keys. Because that's like the easiest way to do major pentatonic.
Wow, they really use the channels well. Hey? Like,
Yeah.
Completely flute, completely piano, and percussion is also. I love that little guitar.
Yeah, the guitar's so nice.
Ray of sunshine.
Yeah. Major pentatonic is just such a happy scale. It's just, it sounds so pleasant.
It's produced so well. Like that acoustic guitar sounds like it's like right here.
Yeah. This is 71. Wow.
I mean, like their first album sounds really good.
Yeah, spectacular.
Despite being 69, so
Yeah.
prog rock really pushed the envelope for production.
Is that like a clarinet, like floating? No, saxophone.
Yeah, and I heard like one of those like the like ribbed fish instruments. Definitely heard that at one point a few seconds ago.
Kind of reminds me of back in grade like 5 and 6 where we had the music room with like the xylophones and guitar and a bunch of recorders and all of this kind of thing, and we just and drums, and we just play around with a bunch of the instruments.
Yeah, this is very improvisational actually.
Yeah.
But you have the bass to center it.
Yeah. It'd be a fun song to walk to. It's a very walking pace.
Walk in and seeing all the city noise go by.
Yeah. Very interesting, kind of like haunting vocal layer there. Operatic.
Yeah. It's nice though.
Yeah. Yeah, this music is very much like early sound collage kind of.
Yeah.
I wonder if that singing voice is the Formentera Lady.
Let's just say it is.
Yeah,
That was her.
I don't know what Formentera means, but yeah.
Seems like a completely different song. Like the acoustic guitar is out of a different song.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. I thought I was building up to something. Guess not.
I'm having a hard time telling if it changed from the major pentatonic scale. Like it seems like some of the instruments are sticking to that, but others are just going wild and not. Like the singing definitely isn't. So very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the singing is not the same. They aren't even the same key.
Also, that that ambience on the vocals, very ghostly.
Either the Formentera Lady is a ghost.
That was an amazing transition.
Yeah, I didn't realize the next song
Yeah.
was starting. Next one's called Sailor's Tale. But yeah, what an interesting opening track. I feel like that's not how they normally open their albums.
No, it's very improvisational and drifty and ambient. It was not a hard hitter. Yeah.
No, not a hard hitter, but a cool song. Like I don't know.
I really like the sound. Like wow.
Yeah, okay, they really set a tone for this album that's like different than the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like jazz influence, yes. Improvisational sound, which they've done before. Maybe the more sparse instrumentation that you get on like Lark's Tongues and Aspic. Like,
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't tell what to expect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that one. Cool. Ooh. That bass line is like something I can imagine like in Rainbow's Tear Radiohead, or like even King of Limbs Tear Radiohead.
It's more King of Limbs right here, yeah. And the drums too, like the shuffling sort of sound of it.
Yeah.
But this guitar is so squarely Robert Fripp's sound. Like, it's great.
So this is so like muted and smooth in the mix. I love it. I'm liking this experimental saxophone solo.
Yeah.
I always do something like on Bad Bad Not Good 4.
Yeah.
Like on the track. You know?
There's 2 drum layers.
You're right, yeah. Fun to teach Andrew this bass line.
Yeah.
It'd be really fun to teach jam. It's probably not too complex.
It's just fast.
Yeah. Really cool pocket they had there.
Yeah,
This one's very laid back. I like this.
I really like the album cover for this album.
Yeah.
If I end up really liking this by the end, I might just get the vinyl. What is this guitar solo?
Yeah.
It's very hackneyed.
Yeah, the Comber is very crashing pans. Okay, the bass line is doing a major pentatonic again. Oh, very interesting. Maybe that's like a through line of the album. I think they're using a guitar slide.
I love this rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this album was just produced on some jams they did on the pentatonic scale.
Yeah. The bass line is actually in minor pentatonic now, which is a slight deviation. So you get like minor pentatonic is very similar to the blues scale, it just doesn't have that one augmented fourth, so
Right.
slightly different.
Oh. Interesting. Part 3.
Wow, that was big.
The Mellotron is back.
Yeah. Iconic.
Song was not over. I love this part. It's very dark ambient.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sailor's tale if the sailor was like going through space or something.
Yeah, it was a really interesting track.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
It did not feel 7 minutes. It felt like 4 minutes.
Yeah, that was.
Wow.
I mean, they really, it had a fast tempo and it was like really had a lot of energy to it. So
Mm-hmm.
it sucked me in. That was actually like that could be one of my favorite King Crimson tracks. I could see it becoming one. After more listens. It's really cool.
Really interesting. So far, they haven't had lyrics, which is
Oh
interesting.
no, they did in the first track.
It's vocals, but it doesn't have lyrics.
Yeah.
Were there?
Yeah. Very, very briefly though. It was only for like a minute or two of the song.
Huh.
That song was entirely instrumental, though. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's continue. Third track is called "The Letters."
Cool. Because when you kind
Right.
of it's
Yeah, it is an offbeat.
Two.
Yeah.
full.
Yeah. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. The song's very, very ominous.
It is.
It's like a similar rhythm to something done earlier. It's very slow.
Okay.
That's really cool. It's like they're whispering dark folk tales into your ear, and then they scream in your ear.
Yeah, that dynamic shift was jarring.
Yeah.
That's the thing with some of their music. It's like you turn it up because you're like, and suddenly it just hits you. Like, oh.
Yeah, I love it. It makes you like listen really intently, because you can't just turn it up.
There's a lot of saxophones on this album, which is, I mean, awesome.
Yeah.
One of the best things about the first album.
Yeah. Also, saxophone is just a very versatile instrument. Like you can get so many different sounds off of it. So yeah.
See what they're doing now? They're making it kind of like growl and just bite.
This is awesome. I love it. A good saxophone solo is
Whoa. The distance on that voice.
yeah, lots of hall reverb on there. Probably like authentic hall reverb, not an effect.
Yeah, he's actually standing in a hall.
Yeah.
At the end. Song's so chaotic.
Yeah. On future listens, I'll read the lyrics for that song and maybe be able to appreciate a little bit more that side. But
I'm sure it's like very poetic and would give some context to what sounds you're hearing. Like it's like almost like a play. But to us, just without the context of the lyrics, it just sounded like
kind of like the Book of Saturday.
Yeah.
Which is like a really, really quaint, little piece in Lark's tones.
Much more simple than this one though.
Yeah.
Just like a very theatrical song.
Yeah, sure.
This is vocal effect.
Yeah.
Singing into the guitar.
It's very canned. Oh, probably. Makes it. Weird lyric.
Yeah, no. I mean, by the title "Ladies of the Road," it makes me feel like it's about like, harlots or prostitutes or something.
Yeah.
Is this Money? 2 years before Money comes out.
Yeah.
It's like Pink Floyd's Money, but like something's really wrong.
Oh my god, I love that. Wow. That was really cool. Love the reverse guitar.
This is very Beatles-esque.
Very. Wow.
This is the cat food of the album.
Yep. Trying to figure out the timing of this and it's just stressing me out. Because the bass is just accentuating all the wrong notes and it's like...
Yeah, it is. Makes me like Captain Beefheart.
Yeah, kind of. It's like they keep changing the time signature. It's really cool.
70? That's why it reminded me of Money at the beginning.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just they accentuate weird notes, so it keeps throwing off the time signature, feeling like one bar gets eight beats, and then one bar gets 6 beats, and then one gets 7. So it just keeps messing up. But I think overall it would be 7. Yeah, they're just accentuating weird notes.
Yeah.
Ugh. Very cool. They did that with like 2 tracks ago as well, like accentuated weird notes to throw off the timing. I love that. It's very interesting. It takes a lot of like precision. Like I think a lot of people don't think about like that level of nuance when they're making and listening to music, like they don't think about what notes are being accentuated and how that completely changes the meter, right?
Totally.
It's very interesting.
Okay, so next we got the Prelude, Song of the Gulls before the title track, which I imagine is a long one. So Prelude, Song of the Gulls is probably short. It's 4 minutes. It's not really that short.
For like a
It's the shortest track on the album.
yeah, for a prog rock album, it's not too bad.
A positive sound. In the clouds.
Those pizzicato strings, very harp-like.
This album has had a very medieval sound to it.
Yeah, which is to be expected of this band.
Yes. And I always like it.
Yeah, it's a great aesthetic.
It's probably instrumental.
I love low flute. Like high flute has a place, but when it's like really low resonant flute, it's just I don't know if that's flute or like clarinet.
It could be clarinet.
It's really nice. I think the clarinet has a place because like it kind of mimics the chaume, which they would use in medieval times. So clarinet is often used in like Renaissance medieval kind of music.
Some great, just like sweeping chords. This could fit like some kind of old-fashioned like Lord of the Rings like movie. If it was like made in the 70s.
Yeah,
I guess there was Lord of the Rings made in the 70s, the animated one.
right.
A real relic of that time.
I have to notice just how everything is so like clearly produced. There's no ambience in the mix. There's no muddiness in the mix.
True. It's like really well mixed.
Yeah.
This feels like the song that would play the end of the movie.
Yeah.
In the end. It's a prelude though to a 12-minute track.
Nice.
Islands.
Nice. You expected it to be longer.
Yeah.
Cool. That was nice.
Yeah, that was
Very
a good
pleasant.
little, a very pleasant little interlude. It's still like it felt like a complete song.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
Okay. Next song, Islands.
Last.
Is the last song?
Yeah.
Cool. Closing with the title track. This album has felt really short.
I know, right?
Like already in the title
I
track.
think it's about 45 minutes.
Okay. So that is like shorter on the shorter end. But I guess 12 minutes left. It's just one song. It's interesting.
I like the lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool. They rhymed island with tide because it's always the stressed syllable that's rhymed, not just the last one, right?
Gulls. So the last one is Prelude song for the Gulls, remember? It's such a good one.
These lyrics are awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Interesting timbre contrast with the trumpet and like the really subdued electric piano or something. Barely hear it.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, this is not what I expected from the Prelude track. I was expecting like some kind of prog rock epic, but no, it's like a chill, like sitting by the coast sort of song.
Mm-hmm. That percussion somehow reminds me of like talk-esque cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like just subdued but crashing. You can't fool me. There are 2.5 minutes left. It's not done. That'd probably be a fun experience, honestly, the hidden track thing. Because like it's kind of
It works on
spoiled by
vinyl or CD.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, oh,
Digital,
it's done.
that's it.
Turn it off, and then one time you forget to turn it off, and then it starts playing something new, and you're like, "What's this?" I think that'd be a really cool experience. But it's always spoiled with digital because you can just see it there.
And a little peek into the studio. Tuning.
Yeah. Tuning at the end of the album. It's sort of irony to
This is very weird to put at the end of the album, but you know what? I like it.
that. Right.
It's like a sound collage.
Yeah.
Weird.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
Okay, cool.
Wait. I want to see if it loops, or if this. I think it's flown to the beginning.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they're tuning
It's
at the end of
counting
the album
down.
and counting down for the starting track.
That makes sense. It's kind of like the wall they did.
Yeah.
Is this where we come in?
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a cool like prog rock album feature.
Mhm.
Like I like these little Easter eggs and these little like things that just kind of round out the experience, right? Like hidden tracks and long 12-minute epics and multiple parts and the kind of like shorter album track list with
More.
movements to it, and then the cyclical type sort of concept thing. It's just great. It's something that kind of was a bit lost.
Yeah.
It was kind of overdone anyway, but the 70s are a fun time for exploring with albums. You know?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And how to structure your album and how to make it like a, I don't know, like a bit of a story, you know, bit of a singular experience.
I wonder if this album has like a concept to it. If it like tells a story through it.
I like how it's called Islands, yet the album cover is not of an island, it's of space.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are we talking about islands in space?
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, like that whole track, Sailor's Tale, which is probably my favorite, thinking back to the track
I think the
list.
first 3 are my favorite.
Yeah, true. The Letters was also fun.
Yeah.
Ladies of the Road was fun too, because it was like very weird.
Yeah.
The
I feel
last
like
two
the
were like
first-
more just
The
relaxing.
first half was a lot stronger than the second half.
Yeah.
The second half was a lot more chilled out and
It was more orchestral.
yeah.
And more relaxing. But yeah, I definitely think that Sailor's Tale was my favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
And that one had like, to me, like it was like a spacey song.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a cool album. I don't know how it would rank among King Crimson's work. It's hard to do that because they do something kind of different and unique each time.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a good experience. This is a good album.
Yeah, in terms of ranking their albums, Court of the Crimson King is first.
I mean,
and
yeah.
then after that,
It's just
I like them.
they're good
Yeah.
to varying degrees, and
Yeah.
they tried something different each time, while still sounding like King Crimson.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they just nailed it so well that first album.
Yeah.
It's a classic, and then but I think like after Wake Up Beside, which tried to imitate it, they clearly were like, you know what, let's just do something weird
Yeah.
every time, and you get that philosophy throughout it, no matter what they do. I feel.
Yeah.
This is definitely like a more experimental album in the phase of Blizzard, where they were like just trying new sounds, new things, doing a lot more jazz, a lot more classical, leaning into different time signatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really cool. Definitely an experimental band
Yes.
for the time. Yeah.
Yes, for the time and still now.
Yeah. But like experimental in the sense that they were experimenting with sounds, and then those sounds would end up, being taken by less experimental bands.
Yes.
And then being like, oh, we're gonna run with this. So
Or-
I think you need like an avant-garde in music at all times, kind of, because people will take out of those those risks that they took.
Yeah.
And then
If
run with
everything
it,
was
right?
pop, then music would just stagnate in years.
But also, if everything were experimental, then like people wouldn't be able to just enjoy and stick with the sounds that
Yeah.
were experimented on, right?
And like have something to latch onto and relate to easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, cool. Well, if you want us to listen to more prog or whatever this is, jazz rock,
Yeah.
Or just more King Crimson or 70s music, let us know. If you want us to do an album deep dive or like a video on King Crimson, we could do that. Or a spotlight on 1971 eventually.
Eventually,
But yeah, regardless, this has been fun, and we'll catch you next time.
yeah.